Hi everyone and welcome to a reading for Nature Connection. This is the last week of April. We're heading into deep spring. We're heading into Beltane. It feels like we're coming back to life. Things are expanding. There's so much full potential, but for many of us it might also feel like it's just been a lot of go already. And so we turn to nature both for hope and also for healing. So let's see. Um, so let's see what messages we have today. How we can connect spiritually with nature. May the Creator of all things bring blessings and peace. May we be open to the messages and the signs from Mother Earth. How can we connect with you spiritually, emotionally? What do we need to remember? And what are the things that we can do? Okay, first we have 9 of sticks. And we have 5 of sticks. Then, what is all this wand energy? Okay, we are indeed in a very active state. What the world does want from us is being involved, being active. And so this is the week of Earth Day. Here in 2025, it almost feels like Earth Day, Earth Month can feel somewhat like a cliche. I believe this could be the is it the 35th anniversary of Earth Day, and seems to have gone through its most promising and most engaging phase, and now we've kind of falling apart into debating what is even good for the earth, what the earth even needs, or does it even matter? It is crazy to me that these questions are up for debate. This landscape is showing, so here we have people planting trees, taking care of what humans can contribute to maintaining a longevity of greenery, of an ecosystem. And then here we have someone riding through a fire scar, or through an area where there was fire and the trees were burned. And then we have the king of sticks, just wading through with confidence, with understanding, and with an adventurous spirit, getting into the deep depths of nature. And so we are being shown a landscape of where things change. And I was just reading today that disturbances are a natural part of the ecosystem, the natural cycles. So never in any spot are we. So even when we run into situations where we feel like loss or defeat or change is inevitable, we never lose our power. The fire is within us. We are always capable of learning. These cards speak of hard work, strategic work, and also intellectual planning. And as a court card, I feel like this image ties it together for us, that in the end, we as individuals, we have potential and power. That is the focus here. Now let's get some rabbit cards. Okay, we have truth. We have wild. And then we have desert. Here we're seeing individual bunnies, and they're all directly engaged in the environment they are in. We have someone at a crossroad. We have someone kind of just being in this misty forest, and maybe somewhat being led somewhere with this tree in the background. And we have someone tending to the plants of the desert. This to me is speaking of a more contemplative time. This is a time to be with nature, to see what we can, to see what we notice as a mirror to our inner state right now. It could be the same sky, the same weather today that we're seeing, but it might evoke different things. It's a beautiful blue day today and very windy, and it's changing quite a bit. Sometimes it's all blue skies, sometimes if it's a little gray and cloudy, and then sometimes there's light rain coming down. I saw the gray sky and I thought, yes, it is a sad day. I'm sad now. And then there were some raindrops, and I thought that was exciting. I need some refreshment. I need some waters to nurture our plants. And then I had these complex feelings about the wind, both happy that I'm sheltered, but also unhappy that I can't do recordings outside, for example. And so here we start with a moment of reflection on what our truth is. What is true for me in this current state? What is being reflected back to me? And then we expand out to perceive the kind of the wider world around us, the mysteries around us, and things that are outside of our control. And then we have kind of that separation of things outside of our own control and what we're feeling in the present, being true to ourselves. And then, similar to the King of Wands card, we are kind of tying it together to make use of what we have, to understand what is around us. Can I learn from the environment to see how to adapt? Most of our trees, most of our pine trees outside are slanted. They are slanted in the direction that the wind seems to be blowing regardless of the season. It has not stopped since winter and now into spring. I would expect it to be different in the summer, but we'll see. And at first thought, I don't think slanted trees really teach me anything about what I can change. But it's almost like an attitude of some compromise and some understanding. It is like in Chinese wisdom, we often talk about bamboos and how flexible it is and as it bends with the wind, and also how in the rice field they bend low as they in humility as they grow the rice, the fruits of the labor. and to not stick with one form, just one form of how we think things should be. Overall, I feel like the message is saying we're all expressions of the natural world. We are expressions of the divine, the creator. There are parts of us that's limited to our one single body, one single mind, one single brain, and how we can do in our own 24 hours. But there is also how we perceive the wider nature, how we understand, and what we discover from looking at the bigger picture. When we join in on, say, an Earth Day project or plant trees, we are not thinking about our next week. We are thinking about entire life cycles or generations. In some ways, when we think about how insignificant one human life, how insignificant and how short one human life is, it's almost like we take off the burden of the mark we have to leave, the name we make for ourselves. It is the passion that's enduring. It is how we share the love and how we take action and join forces in a way that's like energy that stays in the world and circulates. At times, I feel like my learnings or my actions are really insignificant. Like how does this help our situation? But one way we can all help another is whether it's going whether it's going online to look at readings or watching videos of other people doing things or reading books. It's all about sharing the passion, sharing the inspiration, and that circulates and help us continue to share our bright hopes in this world. Situations happen and life happens, natural cycles happen. Don't let that get down on us. We rest and we recover and we begin again. I am passionate, I am grounded, I am energized. That is the cycle that we're seeing in this reading. And I feel like that's how we feel each other. Recognize I'm brilliant. I have a light to shine and I have the inspiration to share in this world. I recently got a newsletter where someone was sharing, if you feel isolated, here's some nature magic. And what she shared was working with plant allies. You can do that with herbal tea. You can do that by sitting outside and connecting and feeling the presence of whether it's grass or trees, shrubs, and then kind of visualizing what the parts of that plant, what they're doing, what their function is, and how we can relate to that, connect to that energy, respect and acknowledge what they're doing, and see ourselves as part of that ecosystem, knowing that we are rely on each other and there's more that we can learn every day. So that is the message today. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in another reading.